Everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, welcome everybody to 6 Innovative Strategies to Get More Listings. Who wants to get more listings? Raise your hand.
Me.
Okay. All right. So what we're going to do today is we're going to give you some strategies to get more listings. Now, let me just caution everybody right up front. These strategies work. They will get you listings, but they have to be implemented, and they have to be you have to be consistent with them. So if you are, it's with certainty that you're going to get some listings. Okay, so let's get started. A little bit about me. Um, I've been a broker for I don't know how many years. Matt, how many years have I been a broker? Probably 40 years.
It says 48 on the slide.
Yeah, 48 years in the business. Mentored, coached a lot of agents, and I'm really kind of excited to do something like this. So everybody, how was your business in 2025? There's people that had a great year, and there's people that struggled. And so 2026, from what we're hearing, is going to be a much better year. There's looking like there's going to be more inventory. The interest rates have come down a little bit, so we're kind of excited for it, and that's even more reason why you would want to implement some of these strategies. So the 6 strategies that we're going to cover are, number one, your database. So that's probably, and not probably, the most important one out of the group. Okay, but they're all important in terms of streams of business that you want to have to generate income. Referral partners, we're going to talk a little bit about that. Social media obviously is huge. We're going to give you some tips on. I'm going to give you some tips on that. Home seller seminar is a great way to meet people in your neighborhood, in your farm area, whatever, and we'll give you a little information on that. And just want to tell you that any of these things, we're not going to be able to go into total detail on the programs of them. So if you're interested in any of these, getting a deeper dive into them, you can text me, and my staff will get it to you. Okay. The 5th one is geofarming. Okay. You all probably know or heard about farming an area. It's still effective to this day. And we're going to give you some hints and tips on what you would want to do. Again, that's a very extensive program, and I won't be able to go into total detail today. But again, you can text me or DM me directly, and we'll get you the information. And the last one is paid online seller leads. Okay. So let's start. First, I want to go to the next slide, which is CRMs. Everybody know what a CRM is, I'm sure. A customer relationship management tool. You really have to have a CRM. If you don't have a CRM, pretty much you're like a carpenter without a hammer, without a screwdriver or a saw. A CRM, I mean, the days of the Post-it notes and in your phone, on a computer somewhere, just is never going to get you to where you want to be financially in this business. So these are just some of the ones that are popular. Follow Up Boss is a great one. It does a lot of things. We use that with our company. Buffini's Referral Maker is good. Market Leader, we've used for years. Wise Agent, Top Producer. There's many more. And what one of our coaches tells us is, what's the best CRM? It's the one you use. So I really highly encourage you. I actually even believe that there are some CRMs that may be free. They don't do a lot of things, but at least all your contacts can be in one place. All right, so let's talk about your database. One of the things that is most important, if it is the most important, is your database. Everything leads to your database. So when you're out in the field and you're meeting people, and you're in the farm, wherever you are, it all leads back to you putting them into your database and then starting to implement a program. One of the things in a database that we have a great program, it entails mailers, handwritten notes, calls, pop buys, which is going by their house with something, and social media. And we can certainly get that to you as well if you reach out and text me. So we're gonna cover, though, some of the things that that you should be doing and you should be implementing. You shouldn't wait on any of this. As soon as you get off this call, you should do something and start putting this together and start it immediately. One of the things that agents do is they try to get ready. I'm going to get ready to do it. I'm going to set this, set that up, and then they don't really do anything. So you got to do something. Right after we get off of this, do something, okay? So one of the things are weekly emails. They're very effective, but you have to know what to send people for them to engage and look at it. And then once they see that you're giving them some valuable information, they will look forward to that email and they will open it up, okay? Now, again, with the CRMs, if you have a little more of a robust CRM, like a Follow Up Boss, you'll know when people are opening it, okay? So we're going to cover a few of the emails that are very effective. Newsletters, that's a big one we're going to cover too. They're huge. Annual follow-up with RPR. If any of you are not sure what RPR is, we certainly can help you with that, or you can just go and do a little bit of investigation of it, but it's a great tool. The local events, real estate, guys, is really hyper local. It obviously there's big huge companies, and there's smaller companies, but what really your clients and your database wants to know is what's going on in their neighborhood, what's going on in their market, what's happening, that sort of thing. So client and community, very important. Pie event and client testimonials. So let's go. We'll start with, okay, so this is an example of a weekly email. Okay, so when I said to you that an email needs to give value, this is where you become a real estate advisor to your people. That's what they're looking for. They're not looking for you to get on the phone with them and start telling them that they got to put their house on the market, they got to buy right now. That's not what people are looking for. They're looking for an advisor. Just as your attorney, if you need to get some legal advice, your accountant for tax advice, that kind of thing. So one of the emails that we like to use is about debt, saying goodbye to debt and how to do that. Another email that we like to use is, I'm sure you've been hearing about all the fraud that's going on with properties. there's a lot of fraud with trying to get people to list properties and to buy properties that they're not the owner. And there's definitely signs and red flags that this article alerts people to, and at least gives them, to be aware of something like this. There's a way to put your property in the county records so that anything that is happening with your deed, you'll be alerted to it. So these are emails to give back to the community. One of the things that you should be doing is you should be doing something for the community. We like to do food drives for the lunch break, the pantry. We do a really good Salvation Army Angel Tree where the child gets to pick what they want for their present, and it's huge. And we reach out to our community and to our database, and they've been very, very helpful with that. So there's a bunch of emails that help people with their credit score. There's a lot of things that you can do to increase your credit that are very simple. They're very simple things to do. So these are emails that I can tell you will be opened by your database once they see the value that you're providing. Okay. So the next one is the deal of the week. So one of the things that people always are, real estate is probably a topic that almost everybody will talk about, engage in, because everybody has to live somewhere. So, whether it be a rental or a house, you're going to be in some sort of dwelling. So the deal of the week people love, because we always talk about the three things that people want to know. And you probably have heard it. Well, I know a bunch of you have heard it from me, but I'll say it again, is they want to know, what's my home worth? They want to know, what did my neighbor sell for? And they want to know, what's the market like for buying or for selling? So the deal of the week just gives them a property that kind of feeds into that, knowing something that's on the market. The newsletter. A newsletter is huge. Again, we have templates for this. So if anybody wants to, just reach out, like I told you before, and we'll get it to you. But a newsletter is not just about real estate. It's about community events. It's about helpful tips. Some of them, have, in the winter, what to do to avoid your pipes from freezing, things like that, market updates. But one of the most effective ones that we have found is a personal recipe. So not just a generic recipe, but one of your personal recipes, like something that you would make, and it's a family recipe or something like that. And there's a template, that would be in the newsletter. Again, branded to you, and it's just a great way to be in front of people and to get them to engage with you. They can be sent out depending. Yeah, that's right. How to make gumbo, Matt. Matt's makes a great gumbo. But it's something that you can send out quarterly. Depending on what your budget is, it can be sent out more than every other month. So, but a newsletter is a great one, which probably is one of the most engaging ones that you can do. So the next one, obviously, we talked a little bit about is the home value, what somebody's house is worth. So the people again want to know what their house is worth. And obviously, you guys know that there's a lot of, ways to try to get your value. I mean, there's estimate and the different, Redfin, Realtor.com, but a hyper local actual market value is a lot different than that. And this is where you can engage with your database by asking them what did they do in the house. You know that Zillow has not been in these houses. They do not know that there is a brand new kitchen, that there is a backyard, kitchen outside, or a new pool, or whatever you do. So this is where you can make your value much more real for them. But they all want to know what their value is, but what their real value is. So that's another great one to utilize. The next one is we touched on this again, client and community events. We have our people in teams in the office have done client appreciation parties. Those are huge. And what a lot of agents don't understand is that they're like, well, we only had 10 people that came, and we invited 50, or we invited 100, but you invited them. Okay. So we have follow-up programs that after the invite, the people who couldn't make it get reached out to. And it's a great way to do that because they were invited, whether they came or not. So client parties are great. We had an event where it's amazing how many people showed up for a shredded event. And so we had a truck and came, and it's not that expensive. And they brought boxes and boatloads of papers to be shred, and it was a great engaging opportunity with these people. We some of our agents have done had an ice cream truck. So go into a neighborhood, into an area where you would give cans for cones. So collect some food for the food pantry, and then they get a free cone. Not that expensive. Um, there's all kinds of events that you can do. But one thing that I would encourage you to do is to take your database and pick out your top 50 and do something with, and it doesn't have to be all 50. Some of them, can be put into different groups, so where you're going to meet at a local, pub to have cocktails for an hour or so with 10 people, with a group. It doesn't have to be your whole sphere of influence, your whole database, but they have been very effective, very effective. It's an opportunity for you to just mingle with them. It's not about real estate, it's about relationships. So if you take one thing away from the database, it's about building relationships. That's where the money is made. That's when these people, when they view you as a trusted real estate advisor, then they will start opening up to you with everybody that they know, because now they trust you. They know you've been consistent with your communication with them. And now any questions from family, friends, coworkers, whatever, they'll ask you. They'll engage with you. Okay, so next one, This is probably, I said client parties, but this event here is been so successful that I've gotten actually myself, and I know the ones that have done it, actually gotten some listings from the pie event to where we just were talking, and then they started asking questions, did a follow up with them, and they wanted to list their house, and it was an amazing thing, and we have a whole system for it. Our staff has created a system from 6 weeks out to 5 weeks, 4 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks to the time of the event on how to have one of these. And again, we would be more than happy to get that to you if you just text me and request that. So, but it's an amazing. The pies are not expensive. We would get them from Costco, and people would have a choice of an apple or a pumpkin, and it's just a great time. We'd have some refreshments, and I think we've now done, and this is something you do yourself, or you want to do it with your office, or you want to do it however you want to do it. But now I think we're in the realm of over 150 pies, I believe, that somewhere in there that we had given out, starting from where one of our agents, Jareen, had done it herself, and she's morphed into probably about giving out probably near 100 herself. But anyway, it's a great event. It's a lot of fun. You can do it together. That's an annual thing that we're going to continue to do, and we're just building it and building it. And one of our coaches does it every year, and he's got a lot of agents, and most of their agents do participate. And I believe that this year they gave over 800 pies. So it's a great thing. Let's see. Oops, sorry about that. Trying to get this arrow. Where's my arrow? There it is. I don't know why I'm having trouble with my arrow. Go next slide. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. All right, testimonials. Testimonials are huge. Testimonials and reviews. You have to be aware and understand how important they are in today's business and in today's market. People want to know that you are successful in it and want to hear it from someone else. So that's a testimonial, and you need to promote the ones that you have. And you need, again, we have ways and different strategies to get them from our database, and you need to start doing that right away. And yeah, that's a great one. The pie event is a great one for testimonials. Those kind of events are great to get testimonials. And then reviews. People are looking at reviews to see how well you're doing. So you can't underestimate it. And there's ways to go about getting them. We have strategies. We can get that to you so that you can start getting some. But if you're just saying, oh, they don't really matter, they matter. Okay, they matter big time. So we're big on getting reviews and also getting testimonials. All right. That's your database. Okay. And that's number one. So number two is referral partners. Every one of you has some people that you use, other people that you know, and especially if you're recommending them, you have the right to then have them recommend you or get you some leads. So, but it say if you don't, there's a way to go about it. So this is a list of referral partners that are pretty much kind of aligned with real estate in our business. And I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I think you understand. But what should you do to try to get some business? Well, first and foremost is give to get. That's a big thing that that I'm sure you hear all the time, but it's so true, and it works. So you give something to get something back. So what you want to do is you want to start identifying why do we say divorce attorneys? I mean, you can do any attorneys really, but divorce attorneys, that's an obvious one, as you well know. Estate and probate attorneys. Does everybody know what that is? I mean, that's when attorneys that handle probate, those are ones that are someone has died and there's an estate now, and they may not even be from New Jersey. They may be or wherever. They may be from out of state. They need somebody. You have a relationship with this attorney, and he's going to tell them about you. Okay, huge. That's a big segment. We do have a program for that too with probate. Financial planners, big. Accountants, your accountant. I'm sure everybody has an accountant. So, get them a client and then have coffee or lunch and talk about how you can do business together. Insurance agents. I mean, see these partners, they meet hundreds and hundreds of people. And the thing that I see most with agents is they've never really engaged these people to get them some business, or they never give them business to get business. So I would say I would pick a few of these and have some coffee, talk about the market, talk about how you could help them, what you could do. Nursing home is another huge one. We have a couple of our agents that are getting listings from people that know when someone's going to need to sell and go into an assisted living. You're never going to know that unless you start engaging with these partners. Painters are big. I mean, they know a lot of people, mortgage lenders, junk removal, and estate sales. So that's something that you should start working on right away. Pick one or two and start engaging. Number three, social media. We all know about social media, but what are you doing about it? So we have a strategy of what we're going to do, and you really need to be on. I would say the platforms that you need to be on are right here on this slide. Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, a Facebook platform is a different group of people than an Instagram platform. So you're going to miss people if you're just on Facebook and you're not on Instagram. LinkedIn is a totally different one. So those three are critical, and then YouTube and TikTok after you get onto those. And what you should be doing is creating a piece of content a week and posting it. And here are some ideas. We already talked about the deal of the week. There's buyer and seller tips. Restaurant reviews are huge. We're finding that if you're at a restaurant, you review it, the feedback's been huge that we've been getting out of that. Market updates, people like to know what's going on. Local events, we talked about testimonials, and then what you should do is you should be looking at your analytics to see when the posts are performing well and which ones are performing well. Okay. And so then you have an idea of different days and different times and what posts are really getting you engagement. Okay. And then you need to engage. So what we always talk about is if there's a post that people are liking, or they're sending you a comment about it or whatever, those are ones that you should reach out to. They're great opportunities, but social media is getting so huge. Hopefully you're embracing AI, which can help you with this. We also have trainings and strategies and platforms that you can utilize for how to use AI. But it's huge, and in creating content and scheduling your posts. You have to be on social media. There's no way around it. It's becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. You reach a big audience, but again, some of the things that we talked about in the database section, you have to be doing that in conjunction with this. You just can't. There's a few agents I know that are very successful just from social media, but that's not the norm. Okay. So one of the things, a little tip is out of your database in social media to group your top 50. I don't know if everybody, we've talked about this a lot, but you need to identify your top people, because if you have a big database and you're working everybody the same, that's not going to be as effective in getting listings and doing business as it is to identifying your top 50 and then really working them. They should be in a group that you can monitor what's going on in their lives. Back in the day, as you heard me say before about being in the business this long, there was no way to know about what someone was doing in their life, what was happening, what their children were doing, what was going on without calling them or seeing them. Now, with social media, you can find out exactly what's going on. And then you have to get back into the strategies in the database to follow up on that. One of the other things that you have to be embracing, and I know a lot of you don't want to, and will say, I don't want to do it, is videos. They're huge, and they're getting huger, but I don't like the way I look, but that's the way you look. So, you just gotta say, I'm just going to do it. One of the things, your video, whatever videos you want to do, that's great. But one of the things that you could do, again, hyper local in the community, is video a local business, or even go to the point of do a video with the local business owner and talking about, a short video on their business and how successful they are and that kind of thing. And so what does that do? Well, first of all, it gets you into the community. Second of all, they're going to now share it into their database. So those people now are going to have you into their database. So into the business's database. That's a huge one. It's an easy thing to do. It's not about you, it's about them. And we have a strategy for that too. Again, these are just some of the things. The stats on the amount of inventory and that sort of thing. At an event, at a Monmouth University basketball game, a testimonial. You know, different things about mistakes that you could be making in selling your home. These are definitely great videos to do. Community spotlight. The analytics, like we talked about. That's and again, we can help you with that if you're not sure on how to do it. Just again, reach out. Any of this information and strategies and game plans that we have, we will share with you. Okay. And we do have a special little gift for everybody that wants to reach out and text me just for watching. But analytics are huge, as our Addison always tells us, that we want to know, what's getting views, when they're getting them, what kind of content is getting it. So it's something that you should learn to do or have someone do, just so that you know that this post, do another post similar to this post, because this is going crazy, and where these other ones are just basically doing not much of anything. And when they're getting that kind of activity. Okay, next is the home seller seminar. This is an excellent one to do, especially in your geographic farm. Okay, we have a whole plan for this and a strategy on how to do it. Again, weeks ahead of time, just like what I told you about our pie event. We have a strategy of how to do a home seller seminar. Now, this is something that you are going to get a group, an area of people, or even, in your database, and you're going to host a home seller seminar. It's not about trying to get them to sell. It's about talking to them about what it takes to get a home ready. What are the procedures on what has to be done, the different things. And what we encourage anyone that's going to do one is to have an expert, such as an insurance agent, an attorney, a title person, a home inspector, so that they can speak as to the things that would impact a seller. Every one of those professionals can lend their expertise into something that could hurt a home seller in their sale. And what you do, you have it at a local place. Okay, you can get a sponsor for it to help defray the cost. You invite the people to it. It's a little lunch, whatever, or it can, anything like that. And then you speak about different things, and then the professional would speak about what their topic would be, and everybody registers. And I can tell you that we have one of our, somebody who's done this, and it started out a little, only they had a few people that showed up, a few couples, and now doing it, I think quarterly or twice a year, they're getting more and more people to engage. But out of that home seller seminar, they ended up getting 2 listings. The people ended up within the 6-month period listed houses, and they were very nice listings. So it's a great way to show your expertise with your people. Okay. And again, we have the plan to, this is part of it right here, which, obviously you could take a screenshot if you wanted to, but we have this and we can certainly get it to you. So number 5 is geo farming, direct mail marketing. I don't know how many of you have a farm area. You should. It's another stream of business, and it adds right into your database. Remember, I said all roads lead to your database. So when you have a program that you're doing, as we discussed earlier with your database, anybody that ends up you getting a relationship with goes into that program of your database. So I hear a lot of agents saying, well, so-and-so is, she lives in that area. He lives in that area. He gets all the listings, or she does. No one gets all the listings. And a lot of times people are looking for an alternative. Okay. The other thing is, well, it takes time and it's a lot of money, and it's not a lot of money, and it does take time. A geographic farm is not like your database, where in your database, the person knows you and basically they trust you, they like you. And as long as you're consistent with your communication, they're going to use you or refer you. In a farm, it takes longer, but it's like just the way the word describes a farm. If you were going to farm, what would you have to do? You'd have to till the soil first. So now tilling the soil is, you got to pick out your area. What area am I going to work on? Then what you need to do is you need to plant seeds. Okay. And planting the seeds is using every door direct mail, that's EDDM, or postcards, which to a specific area, we use Quantum Digital. That's probably one of the cheapest. One of the farmers used RPR letter for the people's value. And he made them in very nice little packages and hand delivered them going. And that's what, in a farm, you need to be visible in your farm area, not just the direct mail. But it, over time, if you're consistent with it, it works, and people will start calling you up. There's different strategies on making sure they're aware of any houses that have sold in the area, what houses have listed in the area, keeping them abreast of market conditions. Let me give you an example of some of the things that you can do. We do a cover letter to where you're going. And again, you can start small. It doesn't have to be huge. I know a lot of trainers talk about, these huge farm areas. Doesn't have to be. So you can start small and then work your way out from there. So a cover letter, we have cover letters which you could send out to them. The RPR, you can get them either by mail, or best way to do it is depending on your time, is to go and actually deliver their RPR. Okay. Again, these are great strategies to get listings. We've gotten listings from this one letter that, as you all know, that we have a low inventory, so we all have buyers. So we were looking for sellers, and one of the things what we would do is we would make it specific to that. Excuse me. Sorry. That specific neighborhood, because again, people, know their neighborhood, obviously, and they see a house that's in their neighborhood. It has more of an effect than just using a generic one. And so this has been very effective in getting us leads for listings. Another one is that we have a buyer. Now, you want to have a buyer when you do this, but I'm sure just about everybody on the call today has buyers, and you're looking for something. This is a great way to get a possible listing for your buyer that's not on the market in the area that they're looking. So we utilize this letter, and it actually comes from your buyer. So it really works. It's been very effective for us. And this is Every Door Direct. Now, again, Every Door Direct, if you don't know what it is the postal system. They're going and carrying mail everywhere. So they have routes. So what you would do with Every Door Direct mail is pick a route, and it obviously would be a route in your geographic farm area. And I'm not exactly sure of the price, but it's very inexpensive. I believe it's something like 17 cents as opposed to what are stamps now, 60 something. And they will deliver this to that route for you. Okay. So it's a great cost effective way to get yourself out there. We also, we have things that have been effective to give to them, to send to them in the Every Door Direct postal system. Again, they're going on the route already, so now they'll take that at a much reduced cost. Another one, these are just some of the cards that we use. And one thing that if you're not familiar with it, or you're not able to do, you're not sure, we can help you with that too, is a QR code that will go directly to you when someone is interested in knowing what their house is worth. Okay. So QR codes were huge during COVID, and now on something like this, they're huge too, because now they can easily find out what the value of their home is by just going on the QR code. So the sixth one is paid online seller leads. Okay. So some of the ones that you can see here that are listed: HomeLight, UpNest, Fast Experts, Realtor.com, Zillow, Fellow, listing leads to close. Now, let me just caution you on this. If you are not geared up to handle paid online seller leads, you're going to end up wasting money, because the teams and the agents that are paying a lot of money and getting online leads, there's no doubt about it, you can get them. The response time is seconds. It's critical. So if you're not, you're either you or your team is not geared to handling these leads as they come in, that's number one. And number two, following up on them for an extended period of time. I've seen many agents, either their response time to the lead is slow, or they get the lead, but then because that lead is not buying something or selling right now, the follow-up wanes and they end up not getting it. So my suggestion would be, unless you do have a system in place to handle these online leads, is to go with the ones that will take a referral fee once that you you get the lead and close it. Okay. They're out there. We can get you the ones that do that. Just text us. And those, you still have to show the company that they're going to want to see some of your success. They're going to want to see that you've done some business. Some of them have requirements that you need to have done a certain amount of deals. But once you can get in with them, they will give you quality, good leads, seller leads too, listing leads. Not necessarily they're going to list that day, but they're good. They're thinking of selling and they're going to list. But at the time of the sale and the closing, they're going to take 30, 35, 40% of the commission. Okay. But it's not out of your pocket. Where paid online seller leads, you're paying for a zip code, or you're paying up front for them, as opposed to paying a referral fee once you get it. Okay. Big distinction between the two. It sounds like a lot of money to give 35, 40%, but it's a lead that you didn't have. And then if you are smart about it, you can have that person into your database, and anything that would come of it after that is not a referral fee. That would just be yours. So that's a way to look at, in my opinion, online seller leads. Okay. And again, we can help you with that and get you the ones that, and they're pretty good actually. But again, it's a pretty hefty referral fee, but it's no money out of your pocket as the other ones are. And you need a system for that. So in closing, I hope that you've gotten something out of this, and that you're going to implement something right away, not waiting. But what it says here is, as you can see, is a 90-day plan. Like to work in 90-day increments. It's a good way to work, rather than, obviously you should be planning for the year, but working in a 90-day period usually will work better. But what it is the secret is in the activity that you're avoiding. See, what a lot of agents are doing is they're doing a lot of things that we call non-income producing activities. Now, do they have to be done? Yes. But they cannot be done at the expense of the income producing activities. Okay. So, for example, making phone calls to your database, making phone calls to a farm. So those are income producing. Uploading pictures, getting listings into the system, and putting signs up, things like that have to be done, but they're non-income producing. So we have a 90-day plan of things that you should be doing: daily activities, weekly activities, and monthly activities. And then once that you've done these consistently, you're going to see a big change in your business. So again, thank you very much for being here. And we have a lot of things that we can get you if you just want them by texting or DMing us, and we'll get them right over to you. So again, thank you very much for being here, and look forward to our next session together.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here. I
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Thanks for this. This is great.
Thanks,
Very
Bob.
welcome. Yeah, we can dive deep into anything that you would need. So any of the areas.
Thank you, Bob.
Goodbye.
Coolio. Hey, Nancy. I don't even know how to close this. Oh, there it is.